Hey, what's up guys? Homer Ben Outdoors here, and today I'm going to be going over 3 bass fishing rigs every fisherman should know. So, let's get started. The first rig is the Texas rig. This is one of the first rigs that beginners try to learn because it's pretty simple. So, you take your worm hook and you start by piercing the head of your worm. You go down about 1/4 of an inch, then you poke it out, run the whole hook up until you get to the run the whole worm up the hook until you get to the eyelet. As you approach the eyelet, rotate the hook so the hook is pointed back towards the body of the worm. Now bend your worm like that and stick your hook in, and then you're gonna poke your tip of the hook into the plastic like so. This rig is weedless and snagless if the plastic is covering the hook point. It's the best way to present a soft plastic bait in heavy cover because the hook is covered by the plastic. It works good in grass, rocks, brush, timber, and man-made structures. Alright, let's move on to the second bait. The second rig is the Dropshot Rig. The Dropshot Rig presents the bait in a horizontal fashion, up off the bottom, but is an effective way to fish vertically. The weight is at the bottom and the hook is up the line anywhere from a few inches to several feet. With this rig, you can use the weight to hold the bait in one place and fish up and down. To rig it, you start by tying a standard knot to the hook, and then you take your line and feed it through the eyelet with the advanced drop shot hook here, and then you go down from anywhere to a couple inches to a couple feet and tie your weight, and then you just take your worm and you poke it through here, and then you're gonna poke it through the head like so. And then this one isn't really that weedless, but pretty good presentation here with these Charlie's worms. You could fish it vertically in cover or make long casts to deep structure and work it back slowly like a Texas rig until you contact a piece of cover. Once you contact a piece of cover, you stop and work it up and down, trying to move the slack and not move your sinker at all. As you put slack in the line, the worm will fall. As you pull the line tight, the worm will rise in the water column. Well, that was our second rig. Now, let's move on to our final rig. So, our final rig is the Carolina rig. The Carolina rig is made to separate the worm from the weight, so the worm has a more natural horizontal freedom of movement. As you pull the weight along the bottom of the worm will dance and dart and suspend behind the weight. To tie the rig, you slide a bullet or egg sinker onto your line. In this case, it's a bullet sinker, as you can see right here. Then you tie on a barrel swivel, which is right here, and then you're gonna take a leader from 2 to 5 feet and tie that to the other end of the barrel swivel, which will be right here. I don't have a leader, so I'm just going to tie another piece of line, but it still works the same, I suppose. At the end of your leader, you'll attach a hook, and then thread your plastic onto the hook Texas rig, so just like this, like I showed you a few minutes ago. Just slide your worm all the way up, and then this Texas rig, like so. And then the rig is weedless, but it allows you to fish a worm faster through a larger area like a ledge, a flat, a weed line, shallow weed beds, but it's not particularly good around rocks. It's a great way to feel the bottom with a heavier weight and find things like isolated stumps or clumps of weeds. You can fish it fast, but as a general rule, you want to keep the weight in constant contact with the bottom. Think of it more like a slow crankbait. Just pull in a foot at a time with side sweep of your rod. Then take up the slack and do it again. Well, that's all we got for today. Hope you enjoyed. Like always, like the video, comment new video ideas, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Stay tuned. Goodbye.